Friend, welcome back. It is absolutely beautiful here on the homestead, and I am so excited to take you along for a garden tour. Now, it is the first week of June, so things are very recently in the ground, and even some plants that have not come up yet. I want to take you along and show you how I have done a bit of a redesign on the garden this year compared to last year. If you've been here for the past couple years, you will know I kind of did islands, whereas this year I focused really hard on doing rows. So I'm excited to take you along and just give you an update on the garden. We also have some new members of the homestead, so I will take you in to meet them as well. They are very, very cute. So let's get going with this garden tour and update, and then we will go meet the newest additions. Okay, so from the second you walk into the garden, you will see there is herbs on the left here. I'm just pulling a weed. And these all came back from last year, actually. I didn't plant any of them, which is absolutely crazy. So here I just have a sage plant. It actually has some cilantro that is growing up through the sage plant. I have another sage plant behind me, more there, some thyme. And then this is all cilantro. We have parsley. Hi, cowgirl. Hi, say hello. Are you gonna help with the garden tour? No. Okay, sounds good to me, girlfriend. We have parsley back there. Then we just have more cilantro that's just popping up. I did not realize cilantro overwintered here in Wyoming, which it normally doesn't, but we had a very mild winter and this year it overwintered. So that is super, super exciting. It is growing up in the weeds. It is coming up everywhere, but we love cilantro, so I am not complaining. And then behind me, you will see exactly why I use weed cloth. So that is all of my raspberry bushes back there and my rhubarb, but I really need to get in there and weed it because the weeds are absolutely taking over, which is fine. That's easy to do. I just haven't had the chance or the time yet. So we will get that done here pretty soon, in the next few days, I would imagine. But my to-do list has been so long, but you can see where the weed cloth is versus no weed cloth, and this garden just wouldn't be manageable without the weed cloth. All right, then next to our herbs, we have our corn, and most of these have actually come up, which is surprising. So they are doing really, really well. I do need to pull some of the weeds out of here, but I'm thrilled with how those are turning out. And then as we continue down the garden, here is where I put some of our bigger things. That way they can grow this way. They can grow into the walkway. So here I have a butternut squash, acorn squash, another acorn squash, and this just goes all the way down the row. Now, not all of these have come up yet. So I have one butternut squash up and one that is not up yet. So I might need to reseed those. I'll definitely be keeping an eye on it, but as we go down, we have squashes, pumpkins. I did the sweet meat pumpkin, zucchini is in there. So these are all of like the squashes and the pumpkin, zucchini type things. And then on the other side is where we have our melons. So going down this row, I put in our watermelons, our cantaloupe, and I did do some co-planting just while everything's young. I planted spinach around the seeds. Now, none of these have come up yet, so I'm a little worried about those. We actually have one coming up right here. This is a Moon and Stars watermelon, so I need to keep an eye on these. There's a chance I'll need to reseed. I don't really know what's going on there, but that's okay. We'll keep an eye on it. So this is just watermelon, cantaloupe. I think that's it. I went with Dixie watermelon, Moon and Stars, and then down here we have a honey rock, a midget cantaloupe. I'm not sure. One of those watermelons that just turns orange, it never turns red. So we have that, and I think that's going all the way down. So I'm super excited about those. Then right here, these are those potato bags that we planted out. So these are doing phenomenally. We have potatoes growing in every single one of them. And all I did was I just put my drip tape through the handles, and that is holding it down. So I don't have to water these. I can literally just leave them with the drip tape and we've had no issues. So let me bring you a little closer to those. All back here is our potatoes. So this is our butterballs, our russets, and our Pinot Golds. So they are doing phenomenally. And I am super excited about them. Between all of the potatoes, I think we will have more than enough potatoes for an entire year. So I'm really excited for these to continue to bush up and keep growing. Potatoes and onions and carrots are kind of our like favorite thing that we harvest each year because they're just those foods that we really rely on. So I'm thrilled about those. The soil is super, super soft still. So I'm not worried. I cannot see any of the potatoes poking through or anything. So I'm thrilled with these. None of them should be getting sunburned and they all look really, really good. Then right here is our garlic and it is looking huge. I definitely need to get in there and weed it, but they are absolutely thriving. Next down this whole row is all of our tomatoes and I am really happy with these trellis systems. They've been working really well. I do need to come out here and start pinning up the next level of tomatoes, but they're seeming to crawl up this and have no issues. I did, when I planted these out here, had some kind of blight or I don't know, something was going on with these plants and they had yellow polka dots all over the leaves. They were not looking healthy. So I found a fungicide and just off of Amazon, and I've just been spraying the leaves once a week, and I will link it down below, and it has completely turned my plants around. They all look so healthy. They're starting to flower. I am absolutely thrilled with them. So I will link that down below. But if your tomatoes are not looking super healthy or they're having issues, maybe give this a try. It completely turned every single one of my tomatoes around. There was a while where I thought I was gonna lose all of them, and I have only lost one plant. So I am absolutely thrilled with it. And this trellis system that we built together in our last video is working really, really well. I've had no issues. We've had some crazy storms, crazy winds, and they've been standing strong. I've had no issues whatsoever, so I'm really, really happy with that as well. Next is our peppers. So our poor peppers, they really didn't get a chance to harden off, and so when I put them out here, we had a crazy storm a couple days later, and literally all their leaves blew off. They have since been regrowing leaves, and all of their stalks, this is a perfect example, it has brand new leaves everywhere. All of their stalks look really strong and have a lot of growth, but the leaves look so sad. So I am holding on hope. I think they will turn it around, but it was a little bit sad when we got them out here. Crazy storm. We also had hail. That was 2 days ago. That kind of messed up the leaves. So we're holding on for dear life. I have hope. We love peppers. We have so many in here, but they're not looking super ideal. Okay, so that's peppers on these rows. Then right behind me right here, these are our okras. They're looking pretty good. I have one little teeny okra that's coming on right here. They're looking good. These stalks will get incredibly thick. They almost become like wood-like here in a little bit. So they have a lot more growth to continue doing, but it is the first week of June. So I have hope for them. Then next to those, I just have these 3 cabbages. I have never successfully been able to grow a cabbage because they always get eaten by grasshoppers, but so far so good. We will see. And then right next to my cabbages, I just have 3 royal bush beans. Well, 3 per hole going on here. All right, these next 3 rows are onions. So we've got a row there, here, and here. These are all onions. They're looking pretty good. We did have some die off, which is pretty standard when we plant them. I planted 2 onions per hole. So I have, I think, around 250 onions, which is exactly what we need to get us through the year. We put onions in literally everything, so there's no such thing as too many onions. But yeah, these have been going really, really well. We have Ruby Red, I think is the brand, or is the variety. And Patterson is the other variety. Both are really good storage, so that's exactly what we're going for. And I tried to keep it really simple. In past years, I've done a lot of variation. This is my simple year. Then here, it doesn't look like a lot, but if you look closely, you can see we have carrots starting. And that is going down this entire row. And I just went with a Johnny's, it's called Johnny's Storage Carrots is what this type is. So Hopefully they should last a long time in storage. Then right here, I have sugar snap peas that are running along this trellis. And then I'm right here, I have snow peas. So those are just now starting to come up, which is very exciting. And then on the back side of this trellis over here, I have cucumbers planted, but I am not seeing any of them popping up, and they should be by now. So we'll have to keep an eye on them, and those might need to be reseeded as well. My hope is that they'll grow up this trellis and be much easier to get to. They'll grow larger, so we will see, but that's the hope. Okay, we are just in our storage shed or our shop, and that is because it is currently home to some new kittens. Now, this is the crazy one. Woo! This one's name is BB, just because we have Bullet and BB and that they're gonna look very similar. We are currently holding on to 2 extras that will not be staying with us, unfortunately. But this is a little gray one. He or she will be going to Sam's dad's house, so not staying with us, but we are currently watching it before we can drop it off to its new parents. But oh, it is the sweetest. If they're not careful, I might end up with 4 cats. And then this is our other one. This is Kit. And Kit is staying here with us. Kit is also a total lover. And they all love to lay on their backs. Do not bite my toes. They're the funniest things. They love it. So we're very excited to have Kit and BB be a new part of our house. They will just be barn cats, so we will be introducing them to Bullet and Cowgirl here in a couple of weeks, just once they get a little bit bigger. They're currently only about 8 weeks old, so we want them to be able to fend for themselves a little bit better. And at that point, we will introduce them to Bullet and Cowgirl, and they will become a part of the ranch. So here is our sweet little Kit. And you can see now how crazy little BB is. And then there's one more that's running around here, but that one's a little bit scared, so I'm gonna leave that one be. It looks just like Kit, but only has a mustache on one side of its face. This is the other skittish one that's a little bit more nervous. You can see it also has a little half a mustache. So I'm going to leave it here. I hope you enjoyed today's garden video and our introduction to our newest members of the homestead. I appreciate each and every one of you being here. I have so much fun just taking you around and kind of showing everything that's going on, and also just having you along for the journey. I think it is so much fun and I absolutely love it. So thank you so much for being here and bringing me so much joy. If you liked today's video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone else who you think might also enjoy it. And I'll catch you in the next one. I'll see you later. Bye, friend. Say hi. Those are some big purrs.